What's going on, everybody? So today we have an early release of the patch notes. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Chinese server always has everything in advance compared to the US server. So if we just go over here, this is what this is based off of here. And it's kind of hard for me to interpret because it's translated, so a lot of things are messed up. So instead of doing that, Keys here, shout out to him, on Reddit, went ahead and made this post. I'll leave a link to it in the description down below if you guys want to check it out. And we're going to go over the TLDR here that he's posted, assuming everything is true. Okay, we don't know until the official confirmation comes for our server or the US server. However, we definitely need to go ahead and check this out and see what's going to happen here. So first off, TLDR, more drops from bounty turn-in chests. Ooh, okay. So this is a big deal because bounties, from a strictly mathematical perspective, you will lose XP and loot if you do bounties versus just farming in a circle, solo or group-wise. If you're group farming, if you compare the best group farming to bounties, group farming is better. Even if you compare to a little bit less than the best group farming to bounties, farming is better. If you compare solo open world farming to solo bounties, solo open world farming is better. So bounties are just kind of in this odd situation where the only people that want to do them are people that are casual players. Each want to log in and do what you need to do, which is totally fine, by the way. That's totally fine. But I'm glad to see that they're buffing it because that may consider that you may consider just actually doing them for value, which is a really cool thing. Second thing is 100% orange drop from bestiary every day. This is a massive bonus for any casual player out there. Now, I did a video on bestiaries a while back testing the drop rate. I tested over, I think it was over 100 runs, if I'm not mistaken. And the drop rate seemed to be about that 15 to 25% range, okay? Which means this is a 4 times to 5 times drop rate boost in the first turn-in. And most of the time, a first turn-in takes about 30 minutes. So let's say you're going out and you're doing your bounties, and then you're doing your bestiary. Let's say an average casual player, you might be doing your dailies, right? Bounties, you'll probably get about 3 to 4 monstrous essence while doing your bounties. You'll go out and farm in the open world solo for another 20 minutes, get your last essence pieces. In total, that might take you about 45 minutes to an hour, right? Boom, you've instantly gotten one legendary drop guaranteed, and then a decent, hopefully a high chance of getting another drop from your bounty turn-in. Only in an hour of gameplay. This is a massive boost to casual players. Third, random green from cleaning 3 dungeons per day. Again, a massive, massive upgrade to casual players. All players benefit, of course. All players benefit from all of these, but from casual perspectives, right? We're only having a little bit of time every day. So if your kind of timeline goes, you log in, you do your bounties, do your bestiary, boom, you're 45 minutes, an hour into the game. 3 dungeons, that might take you 20 minutes, 25 minutes if you're trying to look for Party Finder. Boom, an hour and 5 minutes in the day, you've gotten a legendary, a good chance at a second legendary, and a set item. That's awesome. That's awesome. Super excited for this. And to be honest, that'll encourage me to run 3 dungeons a day because, well, if it's a random green, if it's guaranteed random green from completing 3 dungeons a day, you can pick whatever dungeons you want because it's not prohibited by boost up, which means if I have a piece that I want from a certain dungeon, I'll run that dungeon 3 times. Boom, great. Fourth, higher orange and green drop below server Paragon. Now, this is something that we mentioned before. We don't know what it's going to be like, but we assume it's going to be a decent bonus above server Paragon. And we assume that it's going to be when you're far below server Paragon, not when you're just below server Paragon. Because if it's just below server Paragon, there might be some viability like, oh, I just don't play for a week, log on, grind for a week, and then get my bonus drops, and then don't play for a week and do that kind of mix, which might be better, to be honest, for you in the long run. But I assume it's going to be way below server Paragon, but I don't know for sure. Then we have up to 8 times XP if below server Paragon. As far as I know, it's 4 times is the maximum right now. 8 times XP was only during the double XP, so that's going to be a big thing. And, well, anyone that's really, really massively below or starting a new account or character, that's going to benefit you a ton. Last thing, a thing to note, the patch says there will be a way to exchange unwanted greens for your choice without wasting resources. We believe this means if you get a drop in Tomb of Fahir that you don't need, you can exchange it for something in that dungeon loot table. We'll have to wait and get confirmation during patch day. Obviously, we don't know if all these are going to be coming, but usually anything that comes to the Chinese server comes to our server for the most part. So super, super excited. I'm just going to run through here and see what people's opinions are on this. These are nice changes. 100% bestiary is the only for the first turn-in. This is true. it says per day, so I assume it's first turn in. That's kind of what I got from it. I didn't assume that it was going to be every bestiary. Let's see. Too good to be true. I guess we'll have to wait. I don't think it's too good to be true, to be honest. Most of the time, like, this stuff, when it comes to the Chinese server, is going to be pretty accurate. So I have pretty high confidence in this. But again, I'm going to put that caveat that we have to wait to see what it is officially. But this isn't really a massive change in terms of what they're willing to do for quality of life for people. But they're really great changes. No, don't get me wrong. Let's see here. It is too good to be true. I feel like throughout Diablo games, you have to grind to get items. And when I read exchanging unwanted greens, it doesn't sound very Diablo. I don't know, guys. I hard disagree with this, because if you guys played Diablo 3, I mean, they say, especially having played Diablo 2. Okay, well, that makes sense. Well, Diablo 3, you can exchange unwanted greens for another set item. Like, that's the whole cube aspect. So this is exactly very Diablo. Maybe people quitting and servers are reason enough to give them us a deal to not quit. I feel like the sole purpose of this game is to take your money, you get fed up and quit. Okay, so yeah, I think this guy has a perspective from D2, and I can absolutely understand, because maybe D2 is a little bit different. But having played D3, which is one of their most popular Diablo games, I mean, you can see here on the Reddit, right? Even the subreddit, double the population in Diablo 3 versus Diablo 2. Guys, exchanging unwanted set items is like a huge portion of how you get your first set build in Diablo 3. That's how you get your initial build, because you oftentimes don't get the set pieces you want, so you exchange it for the ones that you do. This is completely in line with other systems in Diablo games, and I'm very, very not surprised to have it in the game, and very happy that they did. Now, this is just part of the patch notes, guys. This is part of the major update. You still have the new zone. We still have potentially other class changes. We still have all this other stuff that's in the game, right? I went over this in the previous video about everything that we know from the data mine, everything that we know from Blizzard's official statement. We guarantee know that they said they're going to increase the drop rate for below server Paragon in the near future. That's what they said, in the future. And so having this in the update, not a surprise. 1. 2, we knew that they're going to increase the XP. So again, having this in the update, not a surprise. 3, we knew that they were looking at drop rates for items, because we've been saying it since day 1, and we've been telling Blizzard, so we knew that they were focusing on it. So not surprised to see any of that, which is basically the rest of the update. And of course, we know that they are including a new zone. So this may be the update plus a new zone, plus a few other things. We don't know. But we know that the new zone's coming, and we know that a few of these things were already mentioned in the previous Q&A. So not surprised to see any of this based on what they've said. Not surprised that they're focusing on drop rates, because we've been harassing them about it since day 1. But let me know if you guys have any thoughts on this. If you love this update, you love what they're doing. Again, I think it's amazing. I personally really love these changes that they're making. I think that, to be honest, casual player base is kind of what this game encourages. And so doing updates to focus in on that casual aspect is amazing. Very excited for this. Love to see it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We're going to have updates in the future talking about when anything else happens. If the actual official patch notes drop in a week from now, we'll talk about that. But otherwise, thanks for watching. If you liked, sub to the channel, and let me know what your thoughts in the comment section down below, because I'll be checking them out, and I'll see you all tomorrow.